It's official, speedrunning worlds are coming to old school RuneScape, but what exactly does that mean? Speedrunning is an activity centered on completing a video game as quickly as possible, and it's gained extraordinary viewership over the last decade. Speedrun events like GDQ and ESA generate hundreds of thousands of concurrent views and have raised millions of dollars for charity. Typically, games that are speedrun have a clearly defined end goal, and popular speedruns rarely go longer than a few hours at the top level. Old school RuneScape checks neither of those boxes. With discussion around completion cape parameters constantly being argued about, and the max cape taking thousands of hours to achieve, speedrunning in old school has always been limited. RuneScape's grindy nature and need for membership to unlock most content has left Tutorial Island and all free-to-play quests as the main RuneScape speedrun categories, and I wouldn't necessarily call those popular. But what if I told you that was all about to change? Jagex just released a new blog outlining their plan to roll out official quest speedrun worlds. These will be separate save states similar to 345 Deadman mode and leagues, and will be hosted on member worlds to enable pay-to-play quest speedrunning. These are the quests currently being proposed for release, with additional quests rolling out in waves after launch. By the way, Jagex is taking feedback, so if you don't see your favorite quest on this list, be sure to take their survey at the bottom of the blog, or drop them a respectful message on social media. I, for one, would love to see Jagex add Desert Treasure, Underground Pass, and also Sheep Herder. Not because I like that one, but just because the idea of speedrunners spending thousands of hours grinding Sheep Herder sounds pretty funny to me. Here's how the new worlds will work. You'll hop in and be prompted with a menu to select which quests you'd like to speedrun. All players on the world will be Iron Men, and you'll get a loadout of items and requirements needed to complete the quest. Then the race is on. Jagex has put a few additional restrictions in place to reduce cheesing the system. For example, the home teleport cooldown will only recharge while you're logged in, PvP will be disabled, and several minigames themselves have been made inaccessible. The JMods have also taken the liberty of adding some goal times to each of the proposed quests, which, if I know one thing about speedrunners, is going to get absolutely blown out of the water. For your speedrun troubles, Jagex is proposing some new rewards that would be purchased on the main servers by using speedrun points. These include trophies, the Adventures outfit, a new speedy home teleport animation, and the giant stopwatch. All of these rewards would be tradable and made purchasable in the Grand Exchange. Now, I get that these are being made tradable in an effort to appease players who don't want to speedrun, but I have to admit this move does feel a little bit weird to me. It's like me buying myself a bowling trophy and then gluing it to the front of my fridge, even if I've never bowled a day in my life. Anyway, you might be saying, this all sounds fun enough, but I don't want this to take even more dev time away from the main game content. And fair enough. But a couple of points here. This content is already created, and the system to enable replaying quests is already in place. So while there's always some level of work involved, this is not even in the dev time neighborhood of something like leagues. But more than that, the speedrunning community is huge. It's breathed new life into games that would have otherwise faded into obscurity, and can draw a massive amount of new players to try out a game for the first time. So if you care about old school's growth and longevity, this is a great initiative to throw your support behind. Kind of like how leaving this video a like and a sub supports me. Unbeknownst to a lot of people, many of today's popular speedrunners actually play old school in their spare time. Cheese, arguably the greatest speedrunner of all time, EasyScape, who produces fantastic community speedrun content, and Shenanigans, Pokemon Runner, and fellow Ultimate Iron Man are just a few examples. Having some of these content creators engage with the old school presents a pretty huge marketing opportunity for old school as a whole. I don't know about you, but I would love to see some of the top speedrunners try their hand at racing to the top of the OSRS leaderboards. Simply, I am looking at you. And by the way, with this being the grand opening of old school speedrunning, so to speak, this is the time for everyone to come out and try to snag a coveted world record. On September 14th, 2022, Jagex will be releasing a beta for the speedrunning worlds. So if you want to take the system for a test drive, have your say, and experience a new chapter in RuneScape history, be sure to hop on and try it out. And speaking of RuneScape history, be sure to check out my video on Old School's best hardcore Iron Man and leave a like and a sub on your way out. Thanks so much for watching.